Hi, Keith Armstrong here. Forest art intelligence is a living experiment in co-creating pathways between experimental arts, ecological science and traditional ecological knowledges. The core idea of the project was to develop organic experimental artworks that we called art intelligences that we would place within a recovering forest. And as those works integrated, decomposed and reformed as time went on, they would actually benefit the health of that site. So you could say that these were artworks made for the forest.
The Forest Art Intelligence Project provides this really unique opportunity to bring together two very different disciplines of art on one hand and science on the other, and use the lenses of these different disciplines to translate the innate intelligence of an ecosystem and the regrowth of that ecosystem into a different form.
So the purpose of this paper was to explore the potential of contemporary art when aligned with ecological science to reframe the forest's regeneration as a site of aesthetic and ethical inquiry. So we sort of looked at the forest as a primary composer within artistic and ecological frameworks, and then we asked, how might this approach underpin a novel form of critical forest pedagogy? Now, a pedagogy that's capable of deepening our understanding of the collective natural intelligence of the living world, and of course, encouraging long-term conservation. So that's the central aim of the paper, and now I'd just like to uncover some more of the background so you can see where we've got up to and the context within which we're working. We start off here with just an idea of the site for the artwork. This is Samford Ecological Research Facility, or SURF. I want to give you an idea of the existing forests and some of the slash paddocks that surround the forest. Now in 2023 we negotiated to have 2 hectares assigned as a site for a new kind of artwork, which would also end up regrowing the original forest that had likely been cleared during colonial settlement.
The idea would be to move from this sort of modified pasture into something resembling what existed here pre-clearing.
It was like 2?
Yeah,
3?
2.
2.
So we established a series of art intelligences in the first stage. Some were ready-made, just already on the site, but others were installed, like this 1.5 tonne blue gum log, which became one of our key sites. So now these art intelligence sites become the focal places in the forest that we want to bring audiences to, and then set up the conditions that allow them to appreciate the incredible natural intelligence that's evolving and changing each site. So we want to engage in an on-site guided multi-sensory art event, and that will then ultimately lead to the development of 6 new artworks that could be suitable for off-site touring. After a series of consultations over the past year, we're thrilled that Jimmy Southwood and his organisation Creative Conversations and Creative Nations will be able to join us for the next stage of this project. Now, this will ensure that tech, traditional ecological knowledges deeply inform the future developments on the site, how the art intelligences evolve, and of course the on-site multisensory events, whilst also ensuring that these knowledges are distinct, respected and unappropriated. So these are the conditions that we feel allow us to propose this new model of critical forest pedagogy, something of course which we go into a lot more detail in the paper, and I encourage you to read it after watching this. we sense that FAI offers a vision of intelligence that's quite different from the extractive version that's driving ecological collapse. And interestingly, of course, Gen AI development. So FAI offers an opportunity to encounter a profoundly different model of intelligence through an art that's grounded in human nature, interdependence.